here we are on Coalition-13 for Operation Chimera, and this one is a little bit of a doozy. It actually only took me one try to complete without honors, but I think this is going to be a little tricky for a lot of people. So the mission objectives are a little more complex than other missions. We have to win. In the process, we either need to get cap points or stop cap points. We need to do 3,000 damage, and the secondary is 3 kills. If you want to complete with honors. And by the way, this mission, the secondary reward is a day of premium, which makes it 2 days if you complete it with honors, because the primary reward is a day of premium as well. So if you can do this with honors, certainly do it. So a couple things about capping or stopping cap. So we have to win this as a criteria, but you don't have to win by capping. You can actually just win by killing everybody, which is what we're going to do here. But in the process, you just have to make sure that the enemy is on your cap and you stop that cap. Unlike some of the other capture missions where you have to get a certain number of cap points or defense or prevent a number of cap points by the enemy, that doesn't happen here. If the enemy gets on cap and you hit them a split second after they get on cap, that is completion in terms of the mission. Or if you jump on cap at the last second and help capture, that's completion as far as the primary objective is concerned. So don't worry about the number of cap points you're getting or the number of cap points that you're stopping. You just need to get the bare minimum. Obviously, any missions that require damage as a criteria, I want to complete in as high a tier tank as possible. And in general, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the TVP, so I'm using the tier 10 check tank TVP to get this done. A couple of things about the situation that I'm in right now. So normally I would take my medium over to the right-hand side of the map and work the field a little bit, because I really don't want to be over here brawling with heavies, or maybe I work the railroad a little bit. But I actually, because it's actually very hard to cap in this game, your teammates always want to hunt the enemy down and kill the team, which gives you more XP. There's a lot of reasons to do that. So my thought process here is that it's easier to stop the enemy from capping than it is to cap myself. And so what I'm trying to do is hopefully allow the enemy to come down that right side of the map and move into our cap so that I can stop it, which is really the only reason that I'm not on that right side putting out damage. I want to put out damage over here if possible where the heavies are, and then just allow the field to hopefully collapse back down onto our cap. Every map is going to have a slightly different strategy, and that's one of the tricky things is you have to figure out either how to cap around your team, because normally they just are not going to make that easy, or you need to figure out how to safely enable the enemy onto your cap and stop them, knowing that you have to win. So I'm just trying to, at this point, slowly get my 3,000 damage as one of the primary requirements. It looked like this was in doubt for a little bit, but we were able to sneak some kills on some low health tanks here, and I was able to get a bunch of damage in after a couple minutes of being extremely passive. So the damage piece of this is not terribly hard, particularly if you're doing this at tier 10. It's more of the winning, which is kind of 50-50, and making sure that you can either stop cap or cap. So we're finally getting the match under control when it looked like it was pretty easily lost because we were so overwhelmed on this side. And what I was hoping was going to happen actually did happen. We lost the field. But we won the left side of the map where the heavies are. And so I need to make a decision of whether or not I'm going to push their cap, or if it's just easier for them to come and stop them once they're on our cap. It probably wouldn't work out for me to cap. So really I'm just buying some time to reload my clip. Their mediums and last heavy are coming down to push on the cap, and then I'm going to turn around and see if I can't get a stop here. So I'm not quite, I haven't completed the damage component of the primary, but that's going to come because that's pretty easy. With 1200 potential in my clip, it's not going to be a big deal to get that done. And now that they're on the cap, it looks like it's going to be pretty easy to get this done. I think I'm just going to roll up to this guy, get a hit in, and be done. But he gets just crushed by somebody. I have a second opportunity here, which is where it's going to happen. I actually don't do damage here. I track him. That resets the cap, and that's enough to complete that primary objective. Now, I'm short of points here. My plan is to go ram this tank, and then I get artied and lose all momentum while my clip is reloading. And I realize that two things. One, my clip is not going to reload to kill that guy. So, you know, just double-digit HP away from the damage component. So immediately I rush up to go track down Artie. And I have to beat the bat chat because the bat chat is faster than the TVP. And the bat chat could easily just kill that Artie before I get a chance. Luckily, the Artie hit me, which gave me a good indication of where the Artie was. So mentally, I think I have the advantage here, and really it's just a question of am I going to get one shot by the Artie when I roll up to him. He hits me, but it's not enough to kill me. Get the final damage in, get the win, stop the cap. Unfortunately, didn't get the honors. So I'll go back because this is one of the ones where I want to complete with honors because it does have a day of premium, which is always nice. So a couple things if you're having difficulty with this, identify the path to either capping early on or the path that the enemy is most likely to take to get to cap where you can confidently stop them. You need to play extremely conservatively in the beginning because you want the match to unfold how you need it to unfold to either cap or stop cap. So just be aware, play conservatively. And then I think using a mobile tank so that you can adjust at the end like I did there with the Artie, I think is important. Because if it comes down to the last amount of damage or it comes down to stopping cap, you need that mobility. This one's going to be a little tricky, guys. It's probably going to take a few matches to get this done, but it is doable with the right tanks. I'm a big fan of the TVP for these missions, but you know you can do this in almost any tier 10 tank with the Coalition. Good luck, guys.